had it on already. But I guess they talked Powell into maybe thinking about lowering rates. Trump's been picking on him to lower rates ever since he got in office. And he even says, oh, I'm going to fire you, and I don't think he can fire him. I mean, the Federal Reserve is a criminal organization is what it really is. And I think Trump, I don't know if Trump knows it or not, but he doesn't like him. That was put in by the big banks, and it's been destroying our money ever since then. We've lost 99% of the value of our money since the Federal Reserve was put in. That was put in I think it was 1913. So it's been over 100 years. And since that, we have lost 99, maybe more than 99% of the value of our money. They've destroyed our dollar. The dollar ain't worth crap now. So our dollar is worth a penny. It might even be worth less than a penny. And the penny's worth nothing. It's not worth hardly anything. People don't even, they just throw them on the ground. And copper, a penny's worth almost 3 cents. Which means copper's kind of cheap, I guess, considering that we've lost 99% of the value of our money. Silver and gold, I guess, have held their value. I don't think silver has done as well as gold, and the reason why is because the big wealthy bankers, they use gold. And of course they rob. The silver is the metal of China and some of the Oriental countries. It was, at least in the 1800s. And then it was also the metal of the middle class, because they didn't have the money to have gold. It was the wealthy that had the $20 gold pieces and the $10 gold pieces. The common people had silver dollars and dimes and, quarters. And so they've kind of cheated the silver. They've cheated it. They've reduced the value of it. And so silver has not kept up with gold like it should. I mean, gold is, the silver to gold ratio is like 1 to 80 or something. And it was at 1 to 100. So you'd have to have 100 or 80 to 100 ounces of silver to get 1 ounce of gold. Well, back like 100 years ago or so, it was 16 or something like that. 16 to 1. And then, of course, they were trying to destroy China. And China was based on silver. They used silver a lot because there were a lot of people in China, and they had silver. I mean, they weren't all filthy rich, so they didn't have enough money to have gold. And their goal was to destroy the power of China so that they could impose communism on them. I mean, this was probably their goal from the beginning, to turn them into slaves. And so they devalued their silver, and then they went over there and poked wars with them and weakened them, and finally they took them over. They managed to get the USSR started, and then they took over China. That was done by the West. And it started out by weakening the silver, by devaluing it. And I wonder if maybe silver could reverse that as these banksters lose their grip. Because how many people can afford $20 gold pieces? I mean, your average person doesn't have that kind of money. That's $300 or $3,400. I mean, by the time you pay the fee that you go over, it's $3,400, or maybe more than that. And that's a lot of money for some people. silver, there are people that have silver. Maybe they have a few rolls of dollars or something, you know, dimes and quarters and half dollars. Those are all silver before 1964. And every country of the world pretty much had silver money up till about 1970. They started phasing it out in the 60s. And it's easier to buy silver. You can afford it. You could buy 1/4 at a coin shop, whereas to buy one gold coin, you know, there's a little bit more of a barrier to entry there. I wonder if silver is kind of a better thing to buy right now, because gold went up a lot. And platinum started to go up. Platinum was below 1,000, and now it's like 1,500. This is just within the last 3 or 4 months. I didn't buy any because they want so much money for it. They want you to pay more than it's worth. I mean, if it's $950 an ounce, they want like $1,200 for a platinum, $1,200 for a 1 ounce coin, and it's like, it's got to go that high to break even. And a lot of coin shops, they're not interested in buying that, especially out in the country. You probably wouldn't have much trouble selling it in Chicago, but Gary's isn't gonna be interested in buying that. So I didn't buy any. I just have a few pieces of jewelry. I don't have any coins. I used to have platinum, but I sold it all. I maybe shouldn't have, but I did. But they want such a premium over it. It's like, why the hell do they want so much for this? It's just a bar or a coin. And they want like 30% over spot, so I didn't get any. These companies, they want to make so much money, and then that leaves you. A lot of people end up not making money because some company made all the money. There was a guy that bought Silver Eagles, and you got to be careful of this with some of these Silver Eagles and some of these premium coins, these sovereign coins. There was a real high premium on the Silver Eagles, and they bought, and when silver was low, they bought it when it was like 29 or 30 or something like that. They bought it when it was really low. And it went up $10, which is, it went up, they sold it recently, and they didn't make a dime. They didn't make anything because the premium was real high on Silver Eagles. They broke even. The guy bought a monster box of Silver Eagles, and he thought he was real smart. I'm going to buy a monster box of Silver Eagles, and then he sold it for whatever reason. I don't know, 3 years later or something. He didn't hold it real long, but he held it over a year, and he broke even. So really what he did is he lost money if he actually broke even, because the money lost value. If you got the same amount of money for it, so let's say he bought it for $10,000 3 years ago and sold it for $10,000, you lost a lot of money in a way, because everything's gone up. You go to a grocery store and you'll see that, or any kind of store. Buy paint,